So, do you remember how good that the first Wreck-It Ralph movie did? And because of that, the sequel was announced. And we did not respect that this unnecessary sequel that completely retconned everything what happened to the first one. And I'm gonna title it Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Break to the Review, because this film is the most disappointing and the most let down film of 2018. And I do not care that Troll Band Together fan tells one is going to bash my opinion, but bottom line is, I absolutely hate this film, but not as much as Marcy's Mom, or even Home on the Range, or even some of the terrible direct-to-video sequel. Which is not saying a lot, because every single time I think about this movie and more, I agree with Starboy. Not just we got Strange World, the very first Disney film I got bad review for Disney Revival Age. Before Strange World, Ralph Break the Internet is the very first bad Disney Revival Age movie. How embarrassing is that, Ralph? How on earth that you screwed this movie up big time? Well, it was good in the first half, but when they go to the storyline about uploading the virus, putting the spotterways, and ignore the main story, you already know they completely screwed this movie up big time. Enough further ado, let's get this 20-minute review started, and I got a lot to say about it. Let's begin. How on earth that you screw up Wreck-It Ralph 2? There was one question that people want to know. How on earth that a lot of people, their opinion just got worse with this film? Because it's been 7 or 8 years since this film came out. I'm pretty sure this film came out in 2018, so that's count as 7 years. So it's been 7 years since this film came out, correct? So how on earth that this film screwed up big time? I understand why this film got screwed up is because this film has some production issues. And yeah, sure, the first movie has some production issues, but at least they did not screw up the first movie. But honestly, all that drama behind the scene with this film is so unnecessary. Like, I cannot believe this film even exists. Why this film screw up? I'm not saying that this film should not exist, because without this film, we should not got that 3D Disney princesses, because I do like the Disney princesses. But honestly, that's not the point. The point is, this film shouldn't be bad to begin with, and this film shouldn't be called the very first bad Disney Revival Age movie. No wonder I prefer Frozen 2 as a lot better Disney Revival Age sequel. And yeah, sure, Frozen 2 got some problem behind the scene, but at least you don't see Jennifer Lane and Chris Buck changing the element of the story, because I think Frozen 2 is a much better Disney Revival Age sequel more than Wreck-It Ralph 2, and people will definitely agree with me. Except that you know what, because I did a 1 hour and 33 minute reaction fast rant on this god-awful Frozen 2 rant, which, oh my god. Hello everybody, my name is NH Studio Lounge Hill, and welcome to the chaos of Wreck-It Ralph causing the internet into a chaos. Okay, that was a terrible expression. So welcome back to the magical world of Disney, and welcome to Disney Month, which we'll be talking about Walt Disney Animation Studio, which is my favorite. And of course, we'll talk about Pixar, Marvel, 20th Century Studio, Disney Channel, and last but not least, some of the Disney content. that Disney do on a daily basis. So I was originally going to do this video on the anniversary, but this film doesn't deserve my respect as my anniversary. Well, even I don't think this film is as bad as much as some of the terrible Disney direct-to-video sequel like Beauty and the Beast, Belle and Magical Stupid, and of course Mulan 2, which that film was so freaking mean-spirited. And don't worry kids, freaking is not a bad word. If you don't believe me, look at the dictionary. It's not that hard. And of course, they made like The Hunchback of Notre Dame too, because that film just turned into like a romantic comedy because that was so stupid in my opinion. I haven't seen it, but I refuse to watch it. I'm just going to stick with the first movie. Screw that. So, and I thought Disney would learn their lesson by not making the first movie into a god-awful sequel. I don't think they absolutely changed actually, because this film is exactly where you found it from the Disney direct-to-video sequel. Because this film should have been as a Disney direct-to-video sequel, and if it is, we shouldn't have a problem with it. But why on earth this film got released in theaters and this film felt like you're watching a Disney direct-to-video sequel? Because this film completely screwed up big time. So this is going to be a rant video because I got a lot to say about this, and it might be on my top 10 worst movie of 2018 more I think about it. So today I am doing a movie review / rant on Wreck-It Ralph 2, aka Ralph Break the Internet. I'm not going to give it the DVD because number one, it's part of my Disney collection, and number two, it's part of my Wreck-It Ralph collection, because if I ever give over my Wreck-It Ralph 2 DVD, it doesn't make any sense. I have a first movie, and a lot of people really want to watch the sequel, and that's why I'm still keeping it the same way as Media Guy keeping the Superman 4 on DVD, actually. And I'm probably some people will definitely ask the same question. How on earth that you still keeping it ever since you hate the movie? Guys, let me tell you something, because I don't want to get rid of a movie. Honestly, the only reason I give it a movie is the other movie, I have the one with Duplicate, and the other one I just think is straight out bad, like Wonder Park and Playing with Fire. Thankfully, I give rid of those movies because those movies don't deserve to be a franchise. So, yeah. But for Wreck-It Ralph 2, I'm still going to keep it because it's part of my Disney collection, and I'm putting it on to get the 4K because I'm going to collect some Disney 4K. Just because I hate this movie, that doesn't mean not the fact that I'm going to be getting rid of it. I'm still going to keep it. So don't worry, parent, I'm still going to keep it because if I get rid of it, that would be cost a lot of money. It would be cost a lot of money for Disney. It would be a ton of layoff if I ever get rid of some of my movies. So yeah. So enough further ado. Let's get this over with. So, do you guys remember how good the first movie is? And don't worry, I'm not praising first movie like it's better than God or anything, like as long as I'm not Alex. Oh, God. Anyway, so the first movie that came out of 13 years ago, this film was a golden phenomenon at the time. This film got positive review. It got an 87% for the critic, and of course, the audience really enjoyed this film. And I won't mind that people was angry about Brave won over Wreck-It Ralph, and I do agree with the point, how on earth that Brave is way better than Wreck-It Ralph. No, sorry Harry Thomas, but I still think the first Wreck-It Ralph film should have won at the Oscar, not Brave. Honestly, no offense to Brave, it's a fantastic movie, but it's not as good as much as The Secret World of L.A.I.D. I haven't seen it, but I do want to see it. And it's not as good as much as Rise of the Guardian, Paranorman, Hotel Transylvania, and last not least, Wreck-It Ralph. Definitely ain't better as Wreck-It Ralph, because Wreck-It Ralph, the first movie, will always be better. And some people really want to see more of Ralph Penelope go on the cute adventures with father and son. Well, people, you gotta be careful what you wish for, because just like King and Mexico, take away your wishes and crush it to the pieces. And then Disney announced a sequel. But I really hope this will be a lot better than the one from Sony Picture Animation called The Emoji Movie. Don't let me get started with The Emoji Movie. And don't worry, guys, I'm not saying this film is way worse than The Emoji Movie. Which film do I prefer, Wreck-It Ralph 2 or the Emoji Movie? Mark my word, I would have watched Wreck-It Ralph 2 any day than watching Hobo the Emoji Movie. Because I gotta say this, but even I don't care about this film, but as long this film is way more tolerable than the Emoji Movie, because the Emoji Movie is a one movie that should not exist. That film was a major box office hit, which lie, but that doesn't change the fact that film got terrible review, and a lot of people hated it. Like, good on me, right? But Leisure Man Gaming really enjoyed the Emoji Movie, so I can't trust his opinion. But I'm still gonna make fun of the Emoji Movie at the time until I'm not on YouTube. Anyway, so yeah, I prefer this film more than the Emoji Movie, which is not saying a lot because this film is the most messy sequel I ever seen for Disney since Beauty and the Beast, Belle and Magic War, and that's not saying a lot. So when this film came out on November 21st, So when this film came, sorry guys, got an advertisement for Zootopia 2, which I'll do a early reaction of that when this early reaction comes. So yeah, cannot wait for the live stream party plus thing. Keep up the great work, pal. So when the first movie came out on November 21st, and I was originally going to do this video on the anniversary, but it would be Wicked Month, so I'm not going to do that. So yeah, and Harry Thomas Picture can do Wicked Month, so that's why I don't even bother to do mine. So yeah. Anyway, guys, so when this film came out, this film got a 88% for the critic. No offense, but how on earth this film got way more higher than the first movie? Are you telling me, Rotten Tomato, that you think this? Are you telling me that this film is way better than the first movie? Oh heck no! The first film will always be better than this unnecessary sequel that some people didn't even ask for. Like, I didn't hear any people saying that, hey, I'm gonna see Wreck-It Ralph when Ralph Penelope go into the internet. Like, who the why am I want to see a sequel of that, dude? That's the type of story that you found in the Emoji Movie Bible. And you know what? Let's not say that because that was very disrespectful to Jesus. Anyway, so you guys, so yeah, I already know that the critic was eating this film big time, like giving this film an 88%, which I totally disagree. Like, yeah, I should have gotten a kind of like a what rating, like maybe 59 or 49. I already know that sounds bad, but this film is not that good, actually. This is maybe why I prefer Into the Spider-Verse as a much better animated film of 2018, more than this one. You can say what you want about The Grinch 2018, but as long that film is way better than the first movie. So, I mean, way better than the Wreck-It Ralph 2. But that's that. But I'm so glad that the audience didn't even care about it. Like, they give this film a 64% for the audience, which... Let me check all the audience. Oh, wait. They hide some of the audience, because I think some of the audience give this film 1 rating. So let me check the top critic. Yeah, same. Yeah, there was no way in the Into Unknown that Rotten Tomato think the sequel is way better than the first one. Yeah, I might have to talk with Starboy about that. Don't worry, it will be a huge negativity. And of course, this film, oh man, I love this picture. Like Disney princesses making silly faces. Look at Cinderella. Look at her. She's maybe the villain from Stepmom from the Cinderella movie. Anyway, that was so uncalled for. And of course, you got Elsa using her magic power pose. And of course, you got Anna doing her goofy face. Including Moana too. Including the Rapunzel and do some evil stuff. Including Jasmine making silly faces. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, guys, so this film got a 7... So yeah, so this film, Wreck-It Ralph 2, is 1 hour and 52 minutes, which is nearly like a 2-hour film. Like, how on earth that this film is way more longer than Frozen 2? Like, Frozen 2 should have been longer, not this one. So, Wreck-It Ralph 2 got a 7 out of 10, and of course, this film got a 71 on Megascore. And Disney Princesses, keep up the great work, girl. Keep up the great work doing some silly faces for your TikTok. I'm just kidding. And of course, this film was a major box office hit. It was grossing... So while Break the Internet... Very stupid time. You know what? I'm going to call it Wreck-It Ralph 2. So Wreck-It Ralph 2 was a box office hit. It was grossing over $529 million worldwide and aging as a $175 million budget, and it was a huge commercial success. So I'm literally thinking this film was made because of money. Well, this film didn't make as as much as the first one, and there was a huge competition. Which movie did a way better with the box office, the first movie or the sequel? I am so glad that the first movie outperformed the sequel because why Wreck-It Ralph have a higher opening weekend in 2012, but would Wreck-It Ralph 2 have a large 5-day Thanksgiving opening in 2018. However, the 2012 film Wreck-It Ralph grossing over $189 million domestically and a total of $471.2 million worldwide, and why Wreck-It Ralph 2 was grossing $201 million domestically, and this film made of $521 million worldwide. So you already know that the first Wreck-It Ralph made more money than the sequel. Well, the sequel is still a box office success, but honestly, Wreck-It Ralph 2 will not be better than Wreck-It Ralph 1. I gotta say this, but I would have watched Wreck-It Ralph 2 any day and then watching that god-awful Robin Hood movie. So did Wreck-It Ralph 2 have a production problem? Absolutely. And yeah, sure, the first film has some production problem. But honestly, that doesn't change the fact that the main reason why this film was all over the place is because this film has some production issues. And once again, I understand that the first movie has some production issues, but it is not as atrocious as much as this production issues. But I gotta say this, but yeah, sure, Frozen 2 has some production issues. But honestly, at least they did not screw this up. And yeah, sure, Frozen 2 have 3 stories in one movie. The other story about the main story about Elsa finding the voice. The other story about Kristoff trying to marry Anna. And of course, the other story about Olaf when he was scared, when he was older. And then they made a song called When I Am Older. I will be talking about that movie on the film in 20 seconds, so stay tuned for that. But honestly, I understand that Frozen 2 has some production issues, but it is not as atrocious as much as Wreck-It Ralph 2 production problem. Like, look at this, man. Look at this. This is what happened, that you have John Lasseter working on it. Because I'm probably the main reason why this film has a production issue, it was all over the place, is because of what happened to John Lasseter. I don't want to talk about what happened to John Lasseter because I don't want to talk about it, so let's go. Anyway, so before I get to my negativity about this film, do I have any positive I have for this film? Absolutely. I have some of them. Some of them, not too much. At least the animation still looks good, as it is not as good as much as the first animation from the first Wreck-It Ralph film. Hey, what do you expect? The movie, that movie was made in 2012. So what do you expect? As long as not the movie called Will the Dead Go to Crap. Ugh, get my face. Yeah, I don't want to show the posters. Thankfully, I didn't show the poster, or else it would be like a very rough editing to do. So yeah, thankfully you didn't see that horrifying and nightmare fuel movie. I did not care. I'm taking that film way to the extreme, but kids should not be watching that film. I was just saying. But anyway, so the animation of Wreck-It Ralph 2, it still looks pretty good, actually. Like, the upgrade of the character design looks pretty decent. And of course, the internet wall, like, it was pretty cool, actually. Like, come on, you got Spartaways, you got BuzzTube, you got the All My Disney. I gotta say this, but all the internet, location, I think All My Disney is my favorite. And oh boy, we're going to get to that gold in a minute. Okay, not in the plural way. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, sorry. And, of course, you got some new character, which I absolutely enjoy, actually. Shank, she is a very drop-dead gorgeous character, and she might be one of my second favorite performers by Gal Gadot, since her as Wonder Woman and her character from Fast and the Furious. Because her character in Fast and the Furious will be it's still my favorite performance by Gal Gadot. And I gotta say this, but Shank in Wreck-It Ralph 2 is a much better Gal Gadot character than her atrocity character in that movie called the Snow White remake as the Evil Queen. I absolutely hated the Evil Queen in the Snow White remake, and if you want me to do a rant of that tomorrow, I will definitely do it. Stay tuned for that. Oh boy. I might have to do it after my Toon discussion on Bluey. So stay tuned. Oh wait, The Simpsons, because Bluey one is next week. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be good. Yeah, as Wong Shank is a much better character played by Gal Gadot more than her as the evil queen in the Snow White remake. Even I'm not a hate boner of the Snow White remake, but I absolutely hated the evil queen in the Snow White remake, and then people would definitely agree with me at this point. Anyway, and yes, I already know at first I was absolutely going to hate this character because she's going to be like a character like Hotel Transylvania 2 and Norma North. Okay, let's not compare this film to Norma North. Hey, honestly, compare this film to Hotel Transylvania 2. That makes sense. Anyway, guys, so I was really nervous and I was really scared at the fact that blue girl character played by a girl that she was in some of the comedy film. And I thought her character is going to be based on that character, making your kids cool. Like, dude, this is a Disney movie. This is a type of element that you found it in the Sony picture animation before the Spider-Verse movie. I was just saying. But I am so glad that she didn't say, hello, well, my name is Yes, and I'm going to make this movie cool in the hip. No, don't want to see that. We already seen that from the Justin movie. We do not want to see that in a Disney movie. This is a Disney movie. So, yeah, I'll get the Force Night reference in a minute because that make me hate this film even more. Anyway. But honestly, Yes is the most surprising character in this film, and she is really awesome. She is really amazing. And I don't have a crush on her as much as Shank, because I think Shank is a much better Wreck-It Ralph character more than Yes. Don't get me wrong, I like Yes. And her and Ralph have a cute chemistry because they was trying to upload a video to get more money to get the steering wheel. And also, get to that third act in a minute. Oh, God. Anyway... But honestly, in the All My Disney scene, it was very amazing too, actually. Like, come on, you got some of the reference of Disney film. Like, you got Zootopia, you got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and of course, you got Star Wars character. That's pretty shocking for a Disney movie. That's pretty awesome. And of course, you got the Star Trooper when they chase Penelope. And don't worry, the Star Trooper is in the director's cut for Wreck-It Ralph 2. And I'm gonna straight out and say this, but Wreck-It Ralph 2 director's cut is 100 times better than the first Wreck-It Ralph 2 director's cut, because this cut that we got in 2018, it was all over the place, it was messy, it was yucky, and of course, Wreck-It Ralph 2 director's cut, which I did on Storyfire, and thankfully Jesse Ridgway completely shut down my Storyfire when I was not even finished with my Wreck-It Ralph 2 director's cut, so that's why I had to go to my other studio in my imagination to make the darn movie, so yeah. Anyway, but honestly, my last positive I can give for this film. One of my favorite aspects about this film, and this might be even better than Shank, was none than all the Disney princesses that you remembered, in the Disney Revival Age and Disney Renaissance. Right, come on, you got all the Disney princesses. You got Anna, you got Elsa, you got Rapunzel, you got Moana, you got Ariel, you got Snow White, you got Pocahontas, you got Mulan, Cinderella, Jasmine, or Princess Jasmine, whatever you call her. And of course, you got Belle. Well, in the director's cut, she's evil, so thankfully Disney did not take my element. And of course, you got Princess Aurora. Yeah, I think Princess Aurora is really underrated. I did not care what Black Critic guy says, so yeah. And of course, you got Tiana. Yeah, Tiana, I'm very sorry that I bashed your movie back then, but don't worry, my older self will not come back, so I do enjoy The Princess of Fog. And honestly, I gotta say that, but that film will always be better than Planet 51. Sorry, Sony Jesus, but I'm not a huge fan of Princess. I'm not a huge fan of Planet 51. I think Planet 51 is absolutely atrocious in my opinion. But honestly, yeah. And of course, you got Merida. And yeah, I think the hate of Merida is taken way too far away. She is not as bad as a Disney princess as much as the one princess is from the Black Cauldron. Oh my god, that film was the very first bad Disney film that came out at the time. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, you got all the Disney princesses, but I gotta pick my favorite. So I think my favorite one is Elsa, Moana, Rapunzel, and Anna. Because honestly, mostly Anna and Elsa, I did not respect that Anna and Elsa be in the Wreck-It Ralph film. I respect them to be in the movie called The Frozen Zoology, but I did not expect that Christian Bale and the actress of Elsa to join this film. That is pretty dope, man. That is pretty dope. And honestly, Disney, if you ever do a Wreck-It Ralph spinoff, I really want to see a superhero, the very first PG-13 Wreck-It Ralph film by having Disney princesses become a female version of the Avengers. I already know that sounds like a DI, and of course that sounds woke. But honestly, please don't make this movie woke, okay? Honestly, just don't make this movie woke, okay? Because some people do not like that term, and I don't blame them. Anyway, so yeah, Disney, after Frozen 3 and 4, I highly recommend you do not make Wreck-It Ralph 3, and please give us the Disney princesses. I really want to see a spinoff of Disney princesses. Nobody in the right mind wants to see a spinoff of Penelope. No offense to Penelope, but we already have her in the sequel too much. So why not you think of the plan and don't rush the sequel and don't rush the spinoff. So if you don't want to do it, how about you hire me? I will be a director and the producers and then an executive producer for this actually. But if you can't make it as a movie, why not you make it as a TV show? Make it as a Hulu TV shows of Disney princesses go on all adventures to be like the South Park and Family Guy. So I was just saying. But honestly, I really want to see a Disney princess spinoff because it might be a next superhero. They might be a next The Avengers. They might be a next DC. That would be cool. I would be signing up. Like, shut up and take my money, Disney. I will be there for 100%. So, I'm probably all that positive, and I'm probably you guys are wondering that do I enjoy this film? But in the second and the third act, oh boy, this is when this movie broke in This is when this film just turned into like a fantastic movie, straight up a messy movie, because we're gonna go into the negative territory. And yeah, honestly, I forgot my positive. I do, honestly, even I absolutely hated the climax. I think the climax is the worst climax I've ever seen for Disney Revival Age, next to the climax from Strange War. But I do enjoy that the Disney princesses like Elsa, Anna, Rapunzel, etc., all the Disney princesses came up from the symbol and saving Wreck-It Ralph before he fall. This is exactly the main reason why I really want to see Disney princesses as a superhero movie. I really want to see them as a superhero movie and defeat the evil villain called King Mephego. Well, I don't think so. I'm probably going to pick Judge Frollo or even Marvel Gavel, but some other villain, or maybe twist villain like Jane Foster, I think. I don't know. But anyway, Jane Foster, I must have said. But anyway, so I really want to see Disney Princesses as a superhero film after I saw the scene when Princesses saving Wreck-It Ralph. That was a fantastic movie. One of the best scenes from a bad movie, period. But honestly, let's get to the negative. First off, the story, it was all over the place. Let me tell you the first story that happened for this film. This film, the story about Ralph and Penelope was wondering what is the thing that is plugging that a guy that he worked at the arcade. He was hooking up some stuff, and I thought it's gonna be like a paintball machine, like that. You got that right, but of course you got Wi-Fi. He plugged in the Wi-Fi, and I cannot believe why Ralph was saying Wi-Fi. Oh, come on, man. It's Wi-Fi, not Wi-Fi. That's funny. But anyway, so yeah, and Wreck-It Ralph have a genius idea to go on Sugar Rush while Penelope is doing her job by racing. And all of a sudden, Ralph break the Sugar Rush. Like, why on earth that you go to the Sugar Rush and build a track to impress Penelope? Like, can you leave her alone? Like, that is creepy. That's the type of pedo that you are, Ralph. And of course, this is when Penelope let her break loose because her car got crashed down. Got into like an animated car crash. Okay, that was terrible. And of course, the guy that he was trying his best to fix the steering wheel. And all of a sudden, it was broken. So that's why they have the genius idea to buy on eBay. But eBay is very expensive. Dude, this is maybe why I prefer Amazon more than eBay, because eBay or eBoy, whatever you call it, yeah, eBay is very expensive. This is maybe why I get my stuff from Amazon, because actually, at least Amazon have mostly everything. I already know that eBay have everything, and I know my friend Preston go on Amazon and buy some Lego. No, not Party Point Preston. I'm talking about the other Preston COX. You know, I get my dress. But anyway, but the guy said, I'm sorry, but I cannot pay the steering wheel. I'm going to shut down the Sugar Rush and unplugged it. And all of a sudden, all the Sugar Rush character, running for the freaking life. And all of a sudden, the Sugar Rush is unplugged. We're homeless. And of course, all the Sugar Rush racer go into Fix It Fever Jr. And all of a sudden, Penelope was very sad that her game is not getting restored, it's not getting it's not getting plugged. She's homeless now. So does Ralph care? Absolutely not. So Ralph have a genius idea by building a tent, and now they could be friends forever. Ralph, that's not how it works. Like, Penelope is very sad. Her game got really unplugged. You know, you're telling me that it's okay that you're telling Penelope that's saying, oh, come on, Penelope, as long as you can be friends. Oh, come on now. You don't see me saying that, yeah, sure, school is shut down, but at least we could be friends. But some people like school. Like, I don't want to book the happiness. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I get my dress. Honestly, Ralph, why would you be happy when Penelope was very sad? Because her game got really unplugged. Yeah, I don't blame on Penelope being sad. I would be sad too. Like, I would not be happy as much as Ralph. This is maybe why Ralph was really terrible in this film, and that's a fact. And of course, Gadhun and Felix have a genius idea by adopted all these Sugar Rush racers. Like, how on earth are you going to do that? Like, come on, you got all these Sugar Rush racers acting like children, and you got so many children. What is it? 12 kids shows that came out on TLC. Yeah, it's kind of reminded me of that, but in a bad way. Man, cannot stand that show. But anyway, honestly, the other story about Ralph, Penelope, go on the internet, go to the eBay or eBoy. Well, even the actual eBoy. But anyway, so yeah, they was trying their best to get the steering wheel, but they find the steering wheel, and they was trying to pay, but that girl, she's green, she telling us to give her a credit card number. And I cannot believe why Ralph didn't even know it was a credit card number. Come on, man. How on earth are you a grown man and you don't even know how on earth that you don't know about your credit card number? And yeah, sure, I don't know about a credit card number, and I'm just going to keep it at that because that's private reason, you ask me. But honestly, even I have a right to know about the credit card number. But when Ralph know about the number, he was trying to find some random number that you came up in your mind. That's not a credit card number, Ralph. Dude, you gotta know. Come on, you're a big guy. You're maybe like a 50 or 40 or something like that, like a 40-year-old man. You're supposed to know about a credit card number, Ralph. There was no need to tell that girl that she worked at eBay to tell you about the credit card number. Like, come on, man. And I think was really unfunny, right? They were trying their best to be funny, and it's not working, actually. All the Disney princesses in this film will always be funnier than the scene when Ralph was trying to do a credit card number. Like, that's so annoying. I cannot believe why that freeform could really upload that on Instagram. Like, that's stupid. Well, it's still a decision, but I'm not going to bash this. So, next. Anyway, so, yeah. I was really glad that they were trying to do a story which other than the Ralph and Ovi go on the internet and go to the eBay or eBoy and get the steering wheel. And I thought they're going to get back home, but Shank have a genius idea by uploading a Ralph video saying, I'm gonna make it, which that scene was really funny, so I do give that. But honestly, and they was trying to upload it on BuzzTube, and they did a pretty good, but not until later on, the cat video was really powerful. Like, how on earth that the cat video is way more powerful than the Ralph video? Ralph video will always be better than the cat video. And to be honest, I'm not a cat person, so that's why. And yeah. In the scene when Ralph was reading a bad comment, that'd literally be me when I am reading a bunch of comment by enough guy. And that guy should not be on his social media because he ruined the cringe-a-thon, and that's the main reason why I'm gonna fight back, and that is why I'm gonna restore the cringe-a-thon. Like, doing to John Wick fan, don't want to do it, hey, how about I take over his duty, and I will definitely do a cringe-a-thon. And that's official, I'm doing a cringe-a-thon on maybe next week, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a redo, but this time it's going to be 1 hour live stream or 2 hour live stream. Please don't make it as a 3 hour live stream, because I'm trying my best to make this as a John Wick fan live stream that you guys really enjoy. And if you like this, I recommend you give the video a thumbs up, and so I hit that subscribe button. I was just saying. But honestly, this video is going to be longer. I got a lot to say about this. It's going to be even longer as much as the first one. But honestly, I am very glad that the direction was taking Ralph and Elfie get the steering wheel, and I was really hoping we can see the scene when Ralph saved Sugar Rush. But not until that the other storyline about Penelope is dreaming to be in the Spartaways and have a Disney princesses. Dude, that's the only thought I have for Disney princesses. How on earth that they are literally involved with Penelope's situation? Like, this is all Penelope. Why are you having Elsa and Anna and all the Disney princesses, the old people, help with Penelope's problem? Like, I already know this what Flynn is all about. Like, that message for this film is absolutely not good. It's just my opinion. But anyway, honestly, I'm okay with the other storyline about Penelope is ditching Sugar. No, I don't like that. Dude, I didn't like the fact that Penelope doesn't even like Sugar Rush, and all of a sudden she want to be in the Spartaways. Like, that's the whole point that you went to the internet and get the steering wheel. How on earth are you ditching Ralph? You're ditching all the Sugar Rush racer, and you want to be in the Spartaways. This is maybe why I absolutely hated the scene when Ralph and Penelope getting mad at each other, and you see Penelope throwing Ralph's necklace out in the balcony. Like, oh my god, that scene make me angry. That is the worst scene from a good movie. I was just saying. Anyway, so yeah. But honestly, it's not as bad as much as the other storyline about Ralph was being angry over Penelope got brainwashed. Dude, cannot believe what. Honestly, now I can see why I was using that term. It's because of this film. This film, Ralph said, no, it's not. No, Penelope have been brainwashed. No, she's not brainwashed. She really want to be in the Spartaways. At the same time, I totally understand Ralph was really mad because Ralph was the reason why that Sugar Rush was broken. It's because Penelope said that every time they're gonna get back home, and it's gonna be the same old thing. Like seriously, it's kind of mind you that you repeating the same thing that happened every single day. So that's why Penelope want to change her mind. But honestly, I was totally disagree with Ralph by having a author named the Virus, or I'm gonna call it the Virus. Anyway, not until Double Dan have a genius idea by having a virus to go on the Spartaways and make the game glitchy and make the game boring. Okay, I absolutely hate the story when Double Dan, which that's the only character I absolutely did not like. So yeah, and I think its character from Monster University and even Anna and Elsa's father for Frozen 2 is a much better character. Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man movie is way better characters played by the same actor more than him as Double Dan. This might be one of the weakest performances that he did, but he's a good or decent, but at the same time he's a bad character, so yeah. And of course, he had the virus, right? He had the virus in the box. His name is Arthur, actually. Like, where you get that name from? The show from PBS Kids? Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. But anyway, so yeah, So yeah, once again, Double Dan have a have a box, and they have a virus, and all of a sudden, Ralph really wanted to put it in the spoiler waste. Okay, this is the main reason why I absolutely don't like this film. It's because this film have too many story in one movie. I already know that Frozen 2 have too many story in one movie, but you can't use that as a defenders. So let me look at the first movie story. Okay, what's my pen? You know what? Screw this crap. I'm just gonna use my Christmas pen. But anyway. So the writer for this film, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 writer, and I am so glad I got 5 writer because it was all clean, it was all good. You have 5 writer work on this film, and ever since you got this one. So how many writer is that? Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait a minute, did I miscount it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My guy, that is the same dude. That is the same number as a writer as much. Sorry, that is the same number as a writer as much as the worst Transformers film, which is another than Transformers The Last Night. Why on earth that this film is taking element from Transformers The Last Night writer, and you have 7 writer? That's the same number as much as Transformers The Last Night. You have 7 writer work on Wreck-It 2. 7 freaking writer. No wonder Starboy hate this movie because there was too many people. Too many people working in the kitchen. Oh boy, I cannot believe this film straight up bad, man. But honestly, why is Wreck-It 2 bad? Well, it's because they have a weak plot. Poor character development for Ralph. And of course, it was having a product placement. Honestly, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with product placement more than Chase because Chase have a huge problem with a product placement. But I gotta say this, but this film is way better with the product placement more than the Emoji Movie and Battlefield Earth. I think Battlefield Earth in the Emoji Movie did a way worse product placement more than this film had product placement. And yeah, sure, you got Twitter, YouTube, Fango, IMDb, and etc. No, I'm not even joking. IMDb mentioned in this film. And that's pretty funny because this film got a 7 out of 10. So probably IMDb did not improve it at all. So nice try. But honestly, I'm not saying this film is very disrespectful, but I have to say it to Ralph. But honestly, you know what? I change that back. I absolutely change that back. Like, this film absolutely disrespect Wreck-It Ralph, and I'll get to that in a minute. And of course, this film got nomination at the Academy Award. Okay, how on earth this film got 7 writer, and you got so many problems that I have for this film, but yet this film got the Academy Award? Thank God Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which a much better animated film, won over Wreck-It 2. Even I enjoy The Incredibles 2 or even Eye of a Dog. I haven't seen the movie called Mia, but not interested. But anyway, so I am so glad that Into the Spider-Peak won over Wreck-It 2 because who agreed that Into the Spider-Peak is a much better, will always be better than Wreck-It 2. And I already know that Alex saying that how on earth this film won over Into the No. I'm probably just going to say this. How on earth that Into the Spider won over Wreck-It 2? Well, I got one question. It's because this film is too messy. It was all over the place. And Wreck-It was really unlikable in this film. Why, no wonder this film didn't win anything. It's because this film was completely all over the place. And in 2025, a lot of people still think this film is a major letdown. It was a major step down to the first movie, and I do agree with them. But here's one aspect I absolutely hate it, and this is the main reason why I do this video, and this is the main reason why I give this film as the lowest rating for the Wreck-It film. The Wreck-It development, oh my lord, why on earth that you made Wreck-It as a hero into a man-child? I absolutely hated Wreck-It Ralph in this film. No offense to John C. Reilly. I do like John C. Reilly. His performance as Wreck-It Ralph is still the same as much as the first one. But here's my problem. His development is absolutely god awful. One of the worst character development I have seen for Disney Revival Age, and Strange World doesn't even count. So I'm gonna treat that film don't exist in my book. And yes, I already know that some people said that Disney Wish is the worst Disney Revival Age movie, and I'll be like, people, have you not even seen Wreck-It Ralph 2? Have you not even seen Strange World? Those two films are way worse Disney Revival Age movie more than Wish. And yeah, sure, Wish have nothing special in the table, including what people said. But honestly, here's the reason why I think Disney Wish is a much better Disney Revival Age movie more than Wreck-It Ralph 2. And yeah, and Wreck-It Ralph 2 should have gotten a Wish review, not the 88%. Like, how on earth this film is way better than the first one? Like, there was no way. But honestly, I absolutely hated Wreck-It Ralph character development. His character development is absolutely terrible, god awful, and in his exception with Penelope, it's straight up creepy, man. Like that's the type of stuff that pedo really enjoyed. I think in the entire movie, I think Ralph was trying to overprotect it with Penelope. And yes, I already know that a lot of people is gonna call me out, gonna call me a hypocrite, gonna keep saying, so do you have a problem with Anna? Do you have any problem with Anna overprotecting Elsa? Guys, what did I tell you in my live stream? I don't have a problem with Anna being protective with Elsa. As long Anna won't be as bad as much as Ralph actually. And when you go to the scene when Ralph and Penelope angry each other, this is when this film broke their rules actually. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I'm done talking about Wreck-It Ralph character development. I gotta say is his development is god awful, is terrible, is straight up pedo, and of course he might be a pedophile. He might be a pedophile, but I couldn't confirm. But I made my own theory that he might be a pedophile because I saw so many fan art of Ralph and Elfie kissing. Like that is so disgusting, and I'm done. And of course, you got a climax in this film, dude. That is the lamest climax I ever seen. And honestly, well, except that Disney princesses saving Ralph, which that's the only scene I love. But except that, the climax in this film is the lamest climax I ever seen for a Disney Revival Age movie. Like, how on earth that we go to the epic dark climax in Wreck-It Ralph 1, but in Wreck-It Ralph 2, the climax is about a giant Ralph look like King Kong knockoff. And of course you see Ralph saying, "You put her down," and you see a giant Ralph, making Ralph fall. Go, whoa! And of course you have a generic message about friendship. Like we already seen that like a million times. First Teen Titan Go have a generic message by being yourself. Like we already seen that. Robin is not interested. And of course, this film have a generic message. Can you please stop making an animated film to have a generic message? Like, yeah, no wonder some people is not a huge fan of animation. Animated movies sometimes is because these film has some generic messages, like the Smurf 2025 about friendship. Like, we already seen like a million times. It's generic now. And of course, the ending of this film when Ralph, dude, that scene just completely. It didn't make me cry, but it made me straight up anger as much as Sony Jesus. I agree with Sony Jesus. That ending completely confused me. Like, so Ralph, Penelope got separated. And I know a lot of people, I'm going after Frozen 2 again, so I'm probably you guys are wondering right now. So, do any of you don't like the scene when Ralph and Elfie got separated? So, do you have any problem with Elsa and Anna got separated in Frozen 2? Guys, cut it out. I don't have a problem with Elsa and Anna got separated because at least Elsa is the fifth spirit of the god, and Anna is the queen of Arendelle. So that is why they got separated, and that is why they stick with the story, and that is why they save the day. But in Wreck-It Ralph 2, the other problem is we don't see the scene when Ralph and Elfie go in the freaking game and save Sugar Rush. I'm done. I am so freaking done. Like, more I think about this film, and more this film might be even worse than Mosey's mom. Like, I'm not going way too far because at least the animation still is pretty good. At least Shank is still drop dead gorgeous. Even Yes is a very likable character, and at least you got some of the gorgeous Disney princesses in this film. And I do like the outfit that Finofi and even Cinderella Mouse's made. Actually, honestly, I do love the comfy outfit, but I gotta say this, but I do really love the Anna one because I have never seen Anna wearing jeans. Like, she might be wearing that sometime. No wonder Christian Bell really enjoyed wearing jeans because sometimes female looks pretty gorgeous with their jeans. Way better than male because every time I wear a jean, it always have a hard time to pull my pants leg. That's why I think jeans is overrated. Like, I don't honestly, I don't necessarily wear jeans. Maybe I wear short every single day, every single year, every single month. So overall, guys, that is why I think Wreck-It Ralph 2 is the most disappointing movie of all time. Yup, even more disappointing than Indiana Jones and the Tower of the Destiny, and even disappointing as much as Halloween End and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. And yeah, sure, the animation is still gorgeous, and some of the Disney princesses can be my favorite part of the movie, which it is. And of course, Yes is very amazing, and of course, Shank is very gorgeous, and some of the element and product placement are very underrated. But that doesn't change the fact that the story is all over the place. Wreck-It Ralph character development is straight up a pedo. And of course, Wreck-It Ralph was being a main baby. And Penelope character art doesn't make any sense. And the first story was okay. But the second and the third story and the fourth story, no wonder this film has 7 writers because you have too many people working in the kitchen. I was just saying as a expressions. And of course, the climax was very lame. And yeah, I do agree with the production YouTuber guy because he did a 1-hour video about him saying this film is absolutely disappointing, and I do agree that's his point. And thanks a lot, Ralph. Now this review is getting 1 hour. Like, well, I'm loading your ticket, and here you go. Anyway, guys, so that is why I think Wreck-It Ralph 2 might be on my top 10 worst movie of 2018. I absolutely don't want to do that, but it's not because of Alex nonsense. It's because how this film was made, and no wonder people change your opinion, and no wonder Starboy absolutely did not like this film. And I do agree with him because this film, I hate to say it, but, oh, man. I hate to say it, but I'm going to give this film a 3 out of 10. It's a bad movie. It's a straight up a bad movie. And of course, this film is well deserved a wish upon a naked garbage, and you have a Kingdom Mexico take away your wishes. So yeah, you're going to, yeah, Ralph, how's that ability that? You're going to get wish upon a naked garbage. You got you got wish upon a naked awesomeness, but you got wish upon a naked garbage, and you got Kingdom Mexico instead of Asha. Yeah, you better protect your wishes, Ralph, because Kingdom Africa will take away and crush it. And you know what? That's taking way too far. Anyway, I was just using that as a joke, but in Minecraft, of course. Anyway, guys, so that was my 20 or 30-minute long video about me trashing into this film, which I don't necessarily hate this film as much as Mosey's Mom and even a Home on the Range or even the Plane movies and even Cars 3. But I was just giving you guys my thought on this film. But this is the last time I'm going to be talking about this film. Maybe. Because there might be more to say about it. And I will be saying more about it on my live stream. So stay tuned for that. I might do a live stream tonight after I get done with doing my stuff. But honestly, get my dress. Anyway, guys. So if you enjoyed this Wreck-It Ralph video. If you want to see more of this, break this review like usual. Please, I recommend you fellas, you hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and share the video to all the Wreck-It Ralph fan base at all ages. And Wreck-It fan base will definitely agree that this film is not that good. This film don't deserve to be in the top 10 best movie of all time. Yeah, talking to you, Alex. And this film doesn't deserve to be called a best movie of all time. Like, that film, dude, I saw a way better movie than Wreck-It 2. Like, Frozen 2, that's much better. And of course, Thunderbolt, Oppenheimer, Return of the King, The Godfather, don't forget that. And of course, Wish, Wicked, what else? Top Gun Maverick is 100 times better, best movie of all time, more than Wreck-It 2. You know what? I'm done with this film. I'm literally done. But honestly, I'm still going to keep the movie because it's part of my Wreck-It question. So, you got that as well. Anyway, guys, so type in the comments section, do you want to see a Disney Princesses Wreck-It spinoff? Let me know in the comment, and I will definitely greenlit a sequel that I made the first one back in 2020, which that's the only thing I did good in 2020. But overall, 2020 sucks butt. I'm not gonna say the A word because some of the audience are minors, so I don't want to scar them for life with the cuss word, and I don't want the parent to get in trouble with the parent. And I even know that Bluey fans say it's okay, he or she cuss, but honestly, that's not okay, because just like people said, it is not okay that you can cuss because some of the audience are minors. So that's maybe why I say no cuss word in my live stream. So we might stop using that. So I even know it's okay, but as an adult, it's not okay. Like, it is not okay. Like, do you only think it's okay? Yeah, that's what I thought. So nope, it is not okay for cussing in the live stream, and yeah. But once again, type in the comments section, do you want to see a Disney Princess to be a superhero movie, or you really want to see them as a TV show to be like the Family Guy? Let me know in the comment, and let me know. So which Wreck-It film that you prefer? The second one, or or the first one? I gotta say this, but I prefer the first one any day than prefer the sequel. Because as long the first movie didn't screw up, because as long the first movie did pretty good with the story, the characters, and the Wreck-It development. Like, that's all I have to say. Anyway, guys, so I have no idea what my next Disney review, like maybe my rant on Ornament's Turd, or even my rant on Margie's Mom. Dude, that is way worse than Wreck-It 2. Like, there was no other Disney film would be as bad as much as Margie's Mom. So, well, it's made by a different studio, and they count it as a Disney film. But Walt Disney Animation Studio, I think the worst one, which another in Home on the Range. Well, originally it was Chicken Little, but I think Chicken Little is Guilty Pleasure. It's not that bad. Not as bad as much as it used to be. And doing two Lambo is not here. So what's the point of hating on Chicken Little? Same way that you're gonna be not hating on the Loud Howl because of Jack Storm gone. But thankfully he's back. So welcome back, Keen. Your Keen has returned. Anyway, guys, so yeah. So stay tuned for honestly, we're going to go all the way to Enchanted Forest, and stay tuned for my short movie review of the Lego Frozen short that came out this year. Yeah, stay tuned for that. It's a lot better than the other one that came out in 2016. That's the fact. But honestly, so this is NH Studio Lounge turning off, and yaddios, and you gentlemen, ladies, have a great magical world of Disney. And if they do Wreck-It 3, they better do a lot better job, because this film was half-A. This film was all over the place, and I honestly don't want to see Wreck-It 3 to have Ralph and Elfie break the streaming. Or else it's going to be the same plot in this one, or else it's going to be 10 times worse than this one. So, which more in Disney and Bob Barker? I'm pretty sure you're not watching that, because I think you're busy with movies, especially for more live action remake, which I'm not excited. But if they ever greenlit a Wreck-It 3, please, for the living goodness, don't screw Wreck-It 3. And if you don't want to do it, there was no need to greenlit Wreck-It 3, because I think Wreck-It 3 is kind of unnecessary, because not every movie gets a sequel. It's bad enough that White Chicken's getting a sequel, which that film is so freaking disturbing, and I am not watching. So yeah. So once again, this is NH Studio Lounge turning off, and yaddios, and you have a great magical world of Disney and Wreck-It. Please don't be a man-child. I'm not gonna say screw you, because I do like you in the first movie, but in the sequel, not so much. And this is it. Now goodbye. Like a bolt out of the blue.
fate steps in and sees you through. When you